students, this is the 7th part on the chapter Locomotion and Movement. We are undergoing axial skeleton, and under axial skeleton now I will be discussing about the vertebral column. This is part 1 on the topic vertebral column. So let's begin with the first part. Locomotion and movement. Now it's time for vertebral column. So under vertebral column, first under this first lecture we are going to discuss what is vertebral column. Vertebral column is a string like vertebral which extends in the mid-axis of the back, that is the posterior part of our trunk, from head to the lower, that is inferior extremity of trunk. Together with the sternum and rib, it forms a supporting framework of our trunk. Each vertebra has a central hollow portion, that is the neural canal, through which the spinal cord passes. Functions: it supports and rotates the head like this. It suspends the viscera. It protects the vital organs. It provides attachment to limb girdles. It facilitates some movement of the trunk. It houses the spinal cord. Now, let's have a look into this video to understand the basic of vertebral column. The spine can be divided in the following: the cervical, the thoracic and the lumbar spine, and sacrum and the coccyx spine. So the intervertebral discs are also here, which act as shock absorber. So this is how is our vertebral column. Types of vertebral column: there are 5 types of vertebral column in the diagram. In the video I have shown you. Cervical 7 in numbers, thoracic 12 in numbers, lumbar 5 in numbers, sacral, that is 1 fused, and coccyx, that is again 1 fused. First, the cervical vertebrae. It's also known as cervical spine. So atlas vertebra is the first cervical vertebra whose body is formed of vertebral arch transverse process. Okay. Next, it supports the globe of the head like the earth by the atlas. The second cervical vertebra is axis vertebra. First one is atlas and second one is axis. Odontoid process and dens are found, which is modified form of the centrum of atlas. Odontoid process fits into the canal of atlas to provide, this is atlas, A-A-T-L-A-S, to provide head with the sideways rotation like this. Transverse process are small. Now we are having this video again to understand the cervical spine. It consists of vertebral column C1 to C7. The top vertebra C1 connects to the bottom of the skull. The cervical spine curves slightly inwards and C7 joins the top of the thoracic spine. The base of the skull sits on the top of atlas. 2 thick arches form a large hole. This opening is large because the spinal cord is wider. The atlas has 2 large bones. Okay, these are large bony projections on each side. Okay, the atlas sits on the top of C2 vertebra, known as axis. The axis has a large bony dens on the top, and the dens points and fits into the hole in atlas like this. It fits. This specialized connection gives the neck the ability to turn to the left and right. Okay, so now comes the thoracic vertebrae. This is the diagram of the thoracic vertebra. Centrum is acaelous and neural canal is formed by union of 2 neural arches. Club-shaped transverse process is present. Neural arch is found with superior articular process. Now comes the questions. How many thoracic vertebrae are found in human vertebral column? Remember? Do you remember I just told you? Yes, it's 12. Name the first cervical vertebra. The first cervical vertebra is known as atlas. And what's the second? Second one is the axis. Okay, students. So this was all about the part 1 of vertebral column. We have seen that the vertebral column is subdivided into cervical, thoracic, lumbar, sacrum and coccyx vertebra. And in this part we have discussed about the cervical vertebral column and the thoracic vertebral column. The next 3 parts we are going to discuss in our next video. So just switch on to that video.